I'm really excited to be here. It's my first time in Pittsburgh, and I was just introduced to the city. And I actually planned in some time to walk through the city, but I now discovered that's maybe not the easiest way to get around. And Carnegie Mellon, it's quite a name. So I'm really excited to be here and to show our work, most recent work, to the audience here. And I'm looking forward to the discussion afterwards with the students and see what they take away from it, or maybe they have some critical questions as well, who knows. So in any case, I'm looking forward to share the ideas of my office, MVRDV, and talk to the students and have a discussion afterwards.
Hi, my name is Caroline Prather. I am a current Master of Urban Design student, and I'm looking forward to hearing about urban policy and how that works today in today's political landscape.
Hi, I'm Bilge. I'm from Master of Science in Computational Design at Carnegie Mellon. I'm a first-year student. I'm very excited to be here in this panel. I'm especially looking forward to learn more about need for multiplicity in design and urban renewal.
Hi, I'm Carla. I'm a first-year Master's in Computational Design student here at Carnegie Mellon. I'm looking forward to hear about Natalie's insight on how to approach complex urban challenges.
So my name is Oscar Monez, and I've been a really big admirer of MVRDV's work since I've been in school. I think they do some really interesting and challenge the way that architecture thinks of space and materiality, and so I think that's something I'm really interested in, and so I kind of wanted to come and hear about how MVRDV and Natalie De Vries talks about the hybridization of spaces.
I first came across Natalie De Vries in 1999 when I was visiting Delft University. I've been watching their work for the past 25 years. This is great.
So I feel like the work that she does will be really helpful for my thesis because it deals with similar issues that she's going to be talking about in the lecture.
I chose to come because MVRDV, it's one of my favorite architecture firms. I've used their work a lot as precedents in my studio projects, so I wanted to see her come and speak in person.
I found their work, especially in the residential sector, super interesting. Their diversity in their geometries and forms was pretty intriguing.
So please join me in welcoming Natalie De Vries.
Stumbled upon this one called multiplicity. And for me, it connected to the idea that when we are building designs, we always try to make it more productive in the sense of it being more economical or getting a lot of revenue with the building. But what I mean is that we try to look at every angle of the function, that we try to use every surface, that we try to think if certain elements in the building can have more than one meaning or function. And so today I'm gonna grab a couple of aspects of this so-called multiplicity in design, as I call it, where I talk about sort of the manifold of things that you could do to enhance effectiveness maybe of the building that you're making, or the purpose. To some degree, it's sort of conceptualizing a bit in hindsight of what we've already done. I now really realize that I can also actively apply it to the designs we are making. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Thank you very much.
While designing existing buildings to respond to today's and future's needs, you mentioned in future-proofing that you sometimes make little adjustments to the existing buildings instead of demolishing them and rebuilding them. Have you ever encountered any instances where the building itself was not suitable for any adjustments and you actually had to make the decision to demolish it and rebuild a brand new design?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question. I didn't show it. We made a housing project in the Netherlands, and all the buildings were made in a different era. And it turned out that the newest building was the least transformable, because it was built very economical. Everything was very thin. The floor-to-ceiling height was very low. Everything was sort of glued together in the building. And the eldest building is now converted into a really cool housing project. It was a bit brutalist, but it was a bit over-dimensioned. It had higher floor-to-ceiling heights. So it definitely learned me that, I have to battle for floor-to-ceiling height. Think very carefully about if you economize too much, you start to use bad materials and very thin structures. It's harder to reuse a building than if you make it a bit more firm and a bit more slightly over-dimensioned maybe. But I learned it by trying to do it actually, and you can also not put something on top of it, of course, very easily. So yeah, that was like an important learning moment for me. Yeah.
Well, I mean, having Natalie De Vries here is legendary. Just listening to her felt like listening to a masterclass or being in a masterclass. She definitely ended off on a beautifully radical note. And it's moments like this that make me just really appreciate that we get to have all these speakers from different places. So definitely to all the students, please make sure to come to the upcoming talks. People that come from all over the world, different places, that do very different work, ask very different questions about architecture, and just leave us really thinking about deep, meaningful future practices about architecture. Really amazing.